Hey, everyone, we're here.
Deja vu.
Yes, round two. So, how's everybody doing tonight, chat? It looks like we've got some people from all over the US, maybe the world. So, what's up to Will? Hi, Eileen, the Gallo family. I see Mima Ev, Linda Flores, Charles, T. Higgs, Matthew, and Connor. What's going on, everybody?
Hi, everybody.
We are here tonight. Last night was a doozy. I did not know what was going on. I could not get it figured out. But tonight we do have it figured out, I think. So if you guys see any issues or you have any audio issues, we'll try and turn it up or we'll speak louder. Otherwise, yes, we are here. We are excited. We were excited last night. And then excitement turned into disappointment.
And then depression. Yes.
Yeah.
Tough night.
But we
Michael got it fixed and we're ready to go.
Yep. So we want to thank everybody who's returning tonight and who joined us last night. And a lot of you even stuck through it for a long time.
Yes.
All the way through that long 25-minute Windows update that we had to install.
Oh, it was horrible. Yeah.
That was just torture. Watching it sitting at 20%. Oh man. But yeah, it was weak. But
so tonight we're doing our unboxing of
Yes.
what we found in Tucson. And for those of you who are not familiar with Tucson, I think we've talked about it enough. But
right.
The Tucson Gem Show is the world's largest gem show, and its gem show doesn't really describe it because it's 45 different gem shows.
Maybe even more than that. It takes
I
over
don't know
the
what
whole
the number
city
is.
of Tucson.
Yeah,
It's
they're everywhere.
Right.
You know, our focus is probably on 6 or 7 of the different shows.
Yeah. Kind of narrowed it down to who you need to see. And
so up till 2001, I was an exhibitor at the Tucson Gem Show at one of the main shows that we go to. And after that, I just decided that I'd rather go out there and buy than actually go out there and sell all my best stuff. So we've been out there shopping out there for, I don't know how long you've been gone.
Oh man, I don't know. I think the first year I went must have been 2007, but then I took a little hiatus there, and maybe back in 2014 I started going regularly. We went to every show except for 2021 maybe, or maybe it was 2022. I forget. Whatever the year COVID kind of shut it down. Yeah. But yeah, it's great.
Yeah. We go out there. We're out there for about 11 days. We're out there 5 days before any show even starts. You know, our goal is to meet the suppliers that there's, you know, it's a unusual show because there are people that do the shows, and there are also foreign dealers that come in to sell to the people at the shows. And the first 5 days, that's our primary focus is to see the people we know from overseas and high grade them before they get around, you know, and there are several that we see soon as they get into town, and we have pretty good success, and we probably spent a third of our money before a show even started.
Right. Yeah, because it's just phone calls and meeting them in their hotel and hoping that you're first and
which this year was good. We got out there a day late. I kind of planned incorrectly, and we were a day late, and I thought, we're screwed. You know, particularly with our opal supplier. And fortunately, the timing worked out great. And I think we hit everybody we wanted to hit as soon as they got in, and we did really good.
And
it's a lot of stones and more than we've ever bought before.
Yeah.
And Nancy wasn't even upset. Spent a lot of money, and, you know, but we did well. You know, we got some great stones, which you'll see a lot of them tonight. We can't show you everything we bought, but a good overview of what we purchased. We were a little more focused on cut gems this time because I have a lot of rough, although I still bought a lot of rough. And we bought Michael a machine.
Yes.
So he's got started cutting just before we left and got through half a stone. So he'll finish that stone before our next More Gems show, and we'll just see how Michael does.
We'll see.
I think he's got it in him.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
he's done it before, but now he's going to be more focused on getting some cut gems on these shows, and look forward to it. I don't have to do all the work.
Right. And I see in the chat, they're saying that you're a little quiet, so I don't know if you can try and scoot up a little bit there, Steve.
Okay.
We're using one microphone here, so I'll just try and keep reminding Steve to talk louder. I don't know how
Yeah.
I'm sounding or if my audio is, but yeah, when we got two people here, it's a little bit more difficult with the mic because these mics, you want to be close up to it, and unfortunately we can't this setting. So hopefully I turned up the gain a little bit, but
well, and I'm just getting over a gift from Tucson, which is a cold. You know, about 7 days into it, I started feeling sick, and so I'm a little hoarse. I'll try and speak up.
yeah.
Okay.
And luckily I didn't get it, even though I'm sitting so close to him here, and we're bunked up in the same hotel room. So, but anyways, that's kind of the roundabout of Tucson. If anybody has any questions in the chat about it, feel free to ask us. But other than that, I guess I'll tell you little bit about how this is a little different format than our normal shows, because this is kind of, we're just doing it nonchalant, kind of just wanted to show you what we've got, and then wanted to show all our viewers a first look at everything we have. Really, nobody else has seen this. So it's the best of what we bought, and you get to see it first. Now, if there's something that we show and you like, we put a little timer right here. Either feel free to take a screenshot if you're watching on your phone, or just jot a note down of the time that you see the stone you like, and then you can either scan that QR code there with your phone to send us an email, or just go to your email program and type in sales@MoreGems.com and let us know what you've seen and what you liked.
Then we'll let you know what the price is. And if you're interested, we'll take videos and pictures like we normally do, and get those off to you. And if you're still interested, we'll talk about it more.
Yep. And yeah, because none of this stuff is priced yet, even. So
Yeah,
it's all
I
just
mean,
out of the
we
box.
ship everything, and the last box arrived 2 days ago, and so we really haven't had a chance to really look at it seriously, and it's just been a really busy week. And it took me till yesterday to recover. I was just dead tired. I mean, we go for 10 hours for 11 days straight, no breaks, and was a little tough on me this year.
Trying to fix your mic, Steve.
Oh, okay.
I'm loud enough, but you're a little quiet. So Jeffrey says, turn up the mic. Okay.
Can you turn it up?
No, I've turned the gain up. Let me see. I don't know. If the problem persists, here. Otherwise, just try and talk a little louder.
Okay.
So Steve, you sound good when you lean in. So here, yeah.
How's that sound?
Yeah, I'll try and push the mic a little bit more towards you.
Yeah, you're pretty loud.
I know. Yeah, sorry. I kind of I look at this and
okay.
Well, we'll do our best. Everybody else, yeah, go find the biggest speaker in your house and crank it up. So yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. And again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. We'd love it if you liked our stream. That helps us out. And subscribe. Click the bell for when we go live. That's it's always a great thing. And if you are here and you don't see the live chat going on, there's a lot of people chatting. Just log into your Gmail or YouTube account, and then you can hop on the chat and ask us questions, or or chat with people in the chat. So the first thing up that we're going to show,
sapphires. We did really well with particularly some fancy color sapphires. This little parcel is all carat stones, and just a wide variety of colors. These mostly come from Madagascar, my favorite country on the planet. I spent about 10 years going there, and and they really have some extraordinary stones, and sapphire they're probably best known for. Ilakaka was the primary source for all my time of going to Madagascar, and it still is a major source, and it produces a lot of different colors, although there's several new mines that are there producing sapphires. And this is just a selection of them. And I don't doubt that some of these are from Sri Lanka also, because our supplier is Sri Lankan. When I was going to Madagascar, all the offices set up in Ilakaka, they were all Sri Lankans. Um, Many times I went and tried to buy from them there, but they're really not interested in selling material, and so it all goes back to Sri Lanka and is cut there. And we met this particular supplier from Sri Lanka just about a year and a half or 2 years ago. Yeah, and they've just been really good to us. And also another one that we met right away and really had first selection through material. These are just some extraordinary colors. They do really nice cutting and just beautiful stones. These are very, very clean for sapphire. Sapphire is rarely totally flawless.
And what's about the size range in these?
They're all right in a carat. I checked the two smallest ones, and they were still over a carat. I don't doubt that maybe there's one or two slightly under a carat, but it's I couldn't find one that weighed less than a carat. But cool shapes like that one, and just cool colors.
Yeah, all really kind of unique little pieces. I mean,
Yeah.
just great looking stones. And we went through quite a few to pick these and select these. There's multiple parcels they had, and we went through and just kind of cherry picked the best ones.
A couple of bigger ones. This is a 2-carat yellow here. Which just recently we sold the 5-carat we had on a show a few times back. Of course, it may have been
I don't
6
know.
months ago. Yeah.
Someone's asking if we got any matched pairs.
Do we have any match pairs?
I think we've got some, not in this lot, but I feel like we did. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. We'll have to double check.
We don't have any idea what we bought.
Yeah.
It's a surprise. Each time I look at these, I go, "Oh, where'd we get that?" It was just really a rush, and these are cool too. These greens, a lot of the stuff from that we got from Montana is similar colors, but I think these are better generally. I did cut some great ones from Montana, but the color on these is really outstanding. That blue green that's so popular right now, and these are in the 1.5-carat sizes.
And we got some ovals here too, a couple of the ovals. But I mean, it's just a really, really nice blue greens.
And we also got one we're hoping will be Podparasha. GIA was out at the Tucson show, so we left it with them. And if it doesn't grade Podparasha, we paid too much. If it grades Podparasha, we have one of the rarest of the sapphire colors. Pink orange to orange pink is the classification for Podparasha. It's just a beautiful color, and I'm 99% sure that this one will grade Podparasha.
And to Happy Mouth and Rochelle, these are all sapphires. So these are just fancy colors. Sapphire will come in almost every color except for red. Of course, red would be considered ruby. But these are all, fancy colored sapphires. And most of them, are they probably heated? Do you know?
Yeah, most of them will be heated. Yeah, I would guess probably all of them are heated. Yeah.
So, just a great grouping. And, if you're in the market for a carat-sized stone, this is just, and you got a particular color, we've got quite a few different colors to choose from there.
The purples, man, that's an intense purple.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about this little parcel.
So those are cool. What else you got for us, Steve? Anything else you want to say about that? There's
No.
another.
If we chat too much, we'll never get through what we have. So
Here's another single blue.
Yeah. And that's a carat 80, I believe.
This one 226.
Oh, so and 2 carat and sapphire is kind of a magic number, magic price wise. They do go up significantly as you get over 2 carat.
Nice stuff.
All right.
Those.
So I've got a few things we don't normally have, and this is one that's requested quite a bit. This is Turkish diaspore. Other names you'll know it by are zoltanite and zarite, but those are trademark names.
Right.
So we won't be using those trademark names, but it is Turkish diaspore.
Or some people call it what color change diaspore. It's what?
Yeah,
not generally, but it does have a color change.
Yes, it will go from I don't know. Oh, we probably should have had it with different lights.
Yeah.
Later, we'll show. We have some other stones that color change, and we'll try and show you a little more. It goes from greenish to, what is the other color?
It's like a reddish, orangish.
Yeah.
It's a interesting color change. Very beautiful,
very
gem.
popular gem.
Yeah. Oh,
It's a number 1 search stone on our website for years, which always kind of surprised me. And my friend Jim, who I traveled with for 20 years, unfortunately, died a few years back, but he was the global sales manager for Zoltanite.
So this is a nice. You can actually kind of see the green and the orange there, actually.
And in daylight, the green is pretty. Well, it's not intense, but it's pretty dramatic. Yeah. So a nice size stone, 8 carat, I think.
I'm not too sure. I don't have the info.
Yeah, it's 9 carat, just over 9 carat. Okay.
All right. Yeah, we got to try and go through these a little quicker. We were sitting on these stones for a while.
We'll have you here all night.
This one's pretty sweet.
Yeah, this is amazing. I've never seen material like this from Ethiopia. This is a true black opal. Might get some Australians to. Yeah, this one is really just dark. Black. I mean, it's a black opal. And this weighs 19 carat. And just intense colors, throughout the whole piece. And we did get some extraordinary opals. We bought 100 opals, which we'll probably show you 20 of them tonight.
Yeah, and just to remind everybody, if you see something you like, we don't have any of these priced yet. So send us an email with the timestamp, which is down to the bottom left of the screen, or screenshot what you like and send us an email, and then we can get it priced out for you and then get you all the details on it. Because this is, like I said, we just got back, I don't know, it's 3 days ago. We got into the shop and we just literally just pulled all these out. So nothing is priced, but we wanted to show you what we have and give you the opportunity to snag one of these if you'd like. All right. What do we got next there, Steve?
And this is something I've never owned. So this is a triphane. Triphane is a spodumene, a yellow spodumene, like kunzite. Comes from Afghanistan.
Jeffrey wants to, if you know a price range or from some of these? If you have an idea on some of the
Well,
gems.
well, this will be in the low end of pricing. I mean, a bigger stone. There's I probably this and the next stone. Unless they're really well priced, I don't buy them because they have some risks, and that is sunlight. Both this and the next stone can be affected by sunlight, so they call them nighttime stones.
Right. Yeah. Or an evening gem.
Yeah, you don't want to wear them to the beach because they will be affected. They will lighten up through extended time in sunlight. It's just the nature of spodumenes. And in nature, there's quite a few gems that are affected by sunlight, which includes amethyst. Some amethysts can be affected by sunlight.
It takes a while, but
Yeah.
not quite like this. This is maybe a little bit more sensitive, so you do want to keep a little bit care. And kunzite is somebody's asking the spelling of. I don't know if it was this gem in particular, but it's Kunzite. Or
And
spodumene.
Speaking of kunzite,
I guess would that be considered a kunzite or is that a spodumene?
no, it's triphane.
Triphane. Okay, I don't know how to spell that one. So TRIPH.
TRIPHANE.
So this is a pink kunzite.
This is kunzite.
So this
and just intense color.
So why do they call this kunzite and that triphane? Just the color, or is it actually a different material?
No, they're both spodumenes. So spodumene is the family, pink is kunzite, yellow is triphane.
Okay. So just kind of like Heliodor, Aquamarine, kind of like that.
Same.
Yeah. All right.
But this kunzite, just amazing color.
Yeah,
just outstanding. I know the spot on there, but that's
right
okay.
on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I've avoided kunzites a little bit, and the reason I am into these, I mean, the prices are right. I mean, they're really I don't know where these will be. These will be in the $50 a carat kind of price range, but just a beautiful gem for the price. But again, this has the same issue that you don't wear it out in daylight. I mean, it's not something that's going to fade immediately, but we had one at an art fair here and we were out there for 2 days and it did lose a good percentage of its color 2 days in the middle of summer. And, we were right out in the sun. So that's the only caveat with these. You just have to be a little careful with where you wear it.
What's the carat weight range?
So the kunzite weighs just under 20 carat, and the triphane's a little over 30 carat.
So 20 carat for the kunzite, 30 carat for the triphane. Do you want to give me those baggies and I'll bag them up? Wow, we have a lot of stones to go through.
Just really, really nicely cut stones.
But beautiful. All right, what's next there, Stephen?
And next one. Yes, next one up.
Alrighty.
Is a tourmaline rubellite. And it's just a really, really hot color.
Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah. And I think it's more fuchsia than that when you look at it. That's pretty good. But
what's the carat weight on this guy?
That one weighs 6.40 carats.
Nice size, good color.
And for this material, really clean because rubellites are probably one of the more included of the tourmalines. When you grade using a GIA system for clarity, this gets a class 3, which means it is most often included. It is rarely totally clean, but this is a pretty clean stone as I look at it.
Yeah, and you're right. That color, it pops a little bit more than what the camera is showing. It kind of has a little glowy look to it.
You know, and when we put it online, we'll try and find the right setting to represent it best. We're running on one setting. We'll change for greens later because this setting won't represent greens at all. But we'll try and get the color right and show you just how I mean, this really is a magical color. I don't know. It's fuchsia. You know, it is really a dramatic color.
Chris Clemens was asking about fluorescence in one of the gems. I don't know.
I
don't know which
You're
one
asking
it was.
us, Chris?
Yeah, come on.
Come on.
Yeah, maybe in the Kunzites. I'm not sure. Or
I don't know. You have to come by and we'll see what fluoresces.
All right. Next gem.
Okay.
I'm kind of reading the text that Jeff sends through because I don't see all the chats right away, but he's texting me. I'm looking on my watch here.
So this is kind of a unique opal. Both me and Mike liked it because it's got beautiful color. Then it's got this unusual black line running through it.
Super patterns.
We both loved it.
Yeah.
It was no question we're going to grab that. Just an amazing opal, and then you've got some unique character to it. You know, Michael asked me what was my most exciting purchase of this trip, and I have to say the opals. You know, we just really got some extraordinary opals and a lot of them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is definitely one of them. Look at that.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know, and this is a white base, much like Australian material. You know, top Australian material has the same kind of base color. But you get this unique pattern running through it that I think makes it better than just a plain white opal.
Right. Yeah, that's weird. Just kind of a...
Yeah.
Sometimes
I don't know how to explain it, but...
yeah, you'll see a little... I don't know if they're like dendritic stuff in there or what.
I don't... It's... If anybody can explain it, please let us know.
All right, next.
No explanation necessary. It's just a cool stone.
So somebody's asking. We were actually just talking about this, Sean. New finds. There really wasn't a whole lot that we saw that was new. I mean, we found some great gems, but as far as new discoveries, nothing super noteworthy.
You know, COVID affected mining quite a bit. Is that? Yeah, it's close.
It's close.
Yeah. This is needs some work on the color because this is really prettier color than you're seeing on the picture. It's really a copper penny kind of color. But
yeah,
I loved it because it's generally my favorite colors in gems.
So tell them what it is and
it's a tourmaline. Yeah. I think it's a 690. Does that sound right?
Couldn't tell you.
Maybe.
No.
Yeah, I think it's 690.
But yeah, the color is better than this, but gives you an idea.
Yeah.
Size wise, you know, here.
Yeah, it's a sweet stone that once we take a picture and video of it, you'll get a better idea what the color is. So I know I can photograph this color. You know, it looks fairly good, but.
Yeah, and this one's from Congo, which is a cool, peachy, almost. This is one of your favorite colors.
Yeah, and this one is just striking when you see it. You know, we're set on one camera setting here, and when we're taking videos, we have a lot of options to try and make the color right. This is close, but it's better. And what was the question before? Finding new
Yeah,
finds.
new
Yeah.
finds.
COVID affected mining so much that there wasn't much new seen in the market. We did get some. What was the material we got?
Rhodonite,
Rhodonite.
which is this.
Yeah, which is really a great color, and in general, this is exceedingly rare material. But they hit a pocket in Brazil. Our supplier from Brazil that we've talked about, all the amethysts we got from Brazil. We bought 3 kilos last year, and he pretty much didn't have anything for us. And we were about ready to leave. He says, maybe you want to take a look at this, and he showed us this parcel, and the color is just amazing. It's kind of, it's hard to describe. It's pinky red. I don't know, what is it?
I don't know. It's pinky red.
Yeah. And these are remarkably clean for this material. It's rarely seen clean, but it's something that they recently hit this pocket, I believe. And we bought maybe 10 pieces of rough.
Right, and then this one I offering as a specimen. So this one will not be cut. I don't think. Maybe.
And yeah, maybe you're the new cutter. But we're going to see if we can cut it, because everybody has said it's very, very difficult to cut. 3 directions of cleavage and just orienting it is critical. So hopefully I can manage to cut it. Because we got some really clean material for this particular gem, and I think we got some that'll probably cut 5 carat. It doesn't come big, and it's rare clean. So if we get through it, it'll be some valuable material, and hopefully some exciting gems we can show you with any luck the next MoreGem show.
And Henry, right now we don't have any prices on these, so if you are interested in that kunzite, just send us an email to sales@MoreGems.com, and tomorrow morning we'll sift through the emails and get back with whoever has an inquiry. We haven't had time to price anything. We're just kind of going through showing what these stones are, but we'd be happy to get back with you. And if multiple people are interested in that same stone, we are doing it by time basis. So whoever inquires about it first will actually get first opportunity at it. So if you do see something you like, it would be probably in your best interest to send us an email or take a screenshot of it if you're watching on the phone, and then email it to us. And if you're watching on TV, you can scan the QR code, and that'll take you right to your email program, and you can send us the info. And there's the timestamp on the bottom left part of your screen, and you can reference that, and that way we can easily find what you're looking for.
This is Chrysoberyl.
I really like this stone. I think I picked this one out. This one popped to me, and it just something about it stood out. It was just bright and just a vibrant yellow.
Yeah, it's a cool material. It's one of the harder gems. The other gem that would be in this family would be alexandrite. And currently, alexandrite has hit incredible prices. If you want a top quality 1 carat alexandrite, you're going to have to pay $25,000-$30,000 for them. They've just gotten so exceedingly rare that the price is back into what it was 20 years ago when there was no material. We went through a period of probably 15 years that there was a lot of material coming out of Brazil, but that material is pretty much gone, and so there's just become exceedingly rare again. And a lot of interest in color change stones. There's quite a few different stones that are displaying color change, including some zircons and garnets, which we did manage to get a few color change garnets, which are in general actually rarer than the alexandrite. The material that comes out of Madagascar is some of the best that's available, and right now some of the rarest. But that Chrysoberyl, what's that weigh? The Chrysoberyl is 1.83 carats.
Nice size. Great for a ring, like a little petite ring.
Just really bright, really tough stone. 8.5 hardness. So
Yeah, you can even see it sparkle all the way back there.
Yeah, good stone.
All right. And James Welch is asking about some mineral specimens. I've got a little tray over here I'm going to get to. Maybe I'll give you a little peek right now. Let's see. What do I got? Here, this one's kind of that same color. So this is a Tanzanian scapolite. So it's pretty gemmy. Nice yellow color. Good crystal. And I've got a few others to show throughout the show. I'll show some alongside some of the gems that Steve will show cut, and then I've got a couple natural crystals too. So this one's really cool. Nice termination. Good color. Really gemmy. There's probably some cut gems that you can cut out of this one. But cool piece. Make a pendant out of this. And that scapolite is about 75 carats. All right, what else you got for us?
Speaking of pendants, I don't know what's...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are cool. Another natural crystal. So this is Aquamarine. That's a natural crystal from the Mimoso do Sol mine in Brazil. And it's attached to a 18 karat yellow gold cap and a 24-inch 18 karat yellow gold chain. That one.
And I think it's actually a 24-inch chain.
Oh,
so
did I say 24? No. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Really, really good color on this crystal. Nice shape and just nice chain.
Yeah, it's a cool piece. We got this one and then a slightly smaller crystal as well. Oop. There you go. So there's, I don't know how long this is, a couple inches maybe.
Oh, yeah. It's his and hers.
There you go. Perfect Valentine's Day gift. But both nice pieces. They stood out to us and we picked them up. And that's this is the one that's slightly smaller. Cellophane. Were these priced? This one looks like you've got priced here.
Yes.
So the smaller of the Aquamarine pendants is $890. That includes the chain, but doesn't look like we have the larger one priced out.
It's a little more, but not. Yeah. I don't
know if that is that.
Close.
Yeah.
So somewhere in the $1,200.
Yeah. So it could be right around $1,200 for the larger one.
So.
Yeah. Sorry, Jeff. That one we did get priced out. So. But most of the other stuff we haven't.
Yeah. So the focus was mostly on cut, but I did manage to get some nice, few pieces of nice rough. How was this? How'd I light that?
Just kind of hide the light a little bit.
But anyway, this is a tourmaline. Oh, you want to try?
Sure.
not sure what that weighs. It's a big piece. It has to be cut in two because the one direction is a little more yellow, the other direction is more blue, and you would like to cut it on the blue. So
I don't know whether we can.
But I think it weighed maybe 60 carat. So probably a couple of 20 carat stones out of it. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I mean, that direction, just beautiful color.
That direction,
so you
not
can
so
see,
much.
which is typical of tourmalines. You know, they're often more yellow one direction, more blue the other, and you just have to work the cut to highlight more of the blue than the yellow. A nice clean piece, and like I say, it's going to cut some pretty sizable gems.
Make sure you keep speaking.
Oh, sorry.
To the mic.
Closer to the mic.
Trying to get the audio good for you guys. All right.
So and that's one thing that was up fairly significantly was the blue and the blue-green tourmalines that we saw in Tucson.
Yeah.
Want to show this?
Sure.
So this is it was kind of fun because these the miners of these are mined in England. What mine is this?
This is from the Roger Lee mine. So lately they've been mining out of the Diana Maria mine, but this is from the classic find, the Roger Lee mine. I don't know whether they're still producing much at the Roger Lee or not. I asked, but I don't quite remember. But this is definitely for the Roger Lee material.
And the probably the important character of this over other sources is its daylight fluorescence. So when you take this outside, it goes blue. I cut one of these maybe a year, maybe 2 years ago. Michael's looking for the anhydro, which the last one I cut, we didn't even notice it till after I sold it, that it had an anhydro in it. You know, anhydros are something that people are out looking for all the time. You know, they find it an exciting feature within a gem, and anhydro is a cavity that is filled with liquid, and there's a bubble in it, and the bubble will move if we can. There you go. You can see that moving back and forth. Just an interesting character to this material. And this is a big piece. You know, it was interesting. We walked in and, oh, there you go.
I don't know whether.
Yeah, well, you can see what it does with the UV, and daylight also produces the same effect.
Daylight, not quite as intense, but
it's pretty intense in daylight. You know, the key that, you know, when I cut the last one, of course, this, I think the daylight, the fluorescence part of it is very close to the surface. And when I cut it, it no longer daylight fluoresced. So I'm going to see if I can get the surface of the gem into the table of the stone and see if that has any effect of maintaining the daylight fluorescence. But even if it doesn't, when you cut this material, it looks like a fine emerald. It really, the one I cut was just a beautiful gem. And this is a large piece, probably cut a 40 carat maybe. And it was kind of interesting when we walked into the room, there's a one box sitting on top, like somebody had reserved it. And it was the box we picked. We tried to find a better one, and there wasn't a better one to be found. I mean, there's probably 10 pieces in this box that'll cut clean gems. Not something that would be easy to set, although I think we set the last one.
We did, yeah.
We managed to get it in a setting without breaking it, because they really are remarkable color, you know, and this one's remarkably clean material. So I'll give a shot at cutting them. They're not the easiest thing to cut and polish. but I'll sure give it a shot and see if I can maintain that daylight fluorescence in one, and which would increase its value significantly. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
We sold daylight fluorescent opal. We sold a 7 carat for close to $7,000. And that daylight fluorescent character is very rare in gems. I don't know what it occurs. Chris would know if it occurs in others. It must occur in other things other than this fluorite and the highlight opal.
So they're asking. So that gem is fluorite that we were just showing you, the green one with the anhydro in it, that daylight fluoresces that we just had in there. That is a fluorite from the Rogerley mine in England. So that's
so it's soft and not really durable.
Or collector stone,
yeah,
if it's cut.
Generally,
yeah.
Although we'll mount anything if we can.
Oh,
yeah, maybe. And if I cut a 30, 40 carat out of it, I don't know. I want to risk setting it either.
Right,
but it's cool material.
Yeah. So what's next?
What's next? Did we do this one? I don't think we did.
Also, for anybody joining us, if you're new and you haven't heard this already, these are all brand new gems we are unpacking from our recent trip to the Tucson Gem and Mineral Show. If you see anything you like, these are all available currently. You'll just need to send us an email with the timestamp or take a screenshot of the gem you like and send us an email. We'll give you the full details tomorrow. So we'll send you an email back because right now, as we've said, we don't have many of these priced, and but it's something that we can get to you. So if you have any interest, feel free to shoot us an email and we will get that to you.
So this is another rubellite 2.95 carat, which these come from Brazil.
So this is really nice piece.
Another remarkably clean stone for rubellite. When you look at rubellite, a lot of them, you can look at them, and if you turn them to the side and light them, you'll see these needles that go straight down. That's how they're oriented to try and hide the inclusions that are in them. These don't have those needles. I don't believe there's any of those needles in these, but a very common inclusion that's in rubellites. And if you orient them correctly, they're hard to see until you light them up right.
Platinum leverbacks. I'm sure it's something we can get in. It's not something that we generally stock, but if you let us know what you want, we can definitely look for that, and I'm sure we can get platinum leverbacks in if that's something you're interested in.
Are you sure?
No.
Probably. Yeah,
I would
think. I think so. Yeah.
But I'm not sure, no. So I can't be positive, but we would be happy to investigate for you. Somebody's made platinum leverbacks.
Yes.
Ooh, these are nice.
Next up is a couple of blue zircons from Cambodia. Just really intense color.
What's the average carat weight on these?
It's a good question.
Sometimes they're difficult to tell because...
Yeah, about 4.5 carat. Really dense material. Cuts are always deeper. We've got some rough and some material from Malawi that the material is not so deep. But this material from Cambodia always cut like this. We try and pick the shallowest we can. But the benefit is, it's the shape of the rough. They get better yield, and the deeper you cut it, the more intense the color you get out of them. And these, when you see them in person, they're even more intense than you're seeing on the screen. Significantly deeper color. But one of our best sellers, blue zircons. We do really well because they're one of the brightest gems available. Very hard and durable gem.
Good size for a ring. Great for a pendant. We've been doing a lot of just kind of single gem pendants too, that just kind of look like a little floating gem. Or we can do a lot of things. We do custom design jewelry here in house. So if you have something in mind for one of these, we can definitely make it for you. Or we could put them together.
Or a pair of earrings.
Pair of earrings.
And platinum lever backs.
Oh, platinum lever backs. A little bit lower there. Yeah, you hang it there. Would work.
All right. Next up is a pink tourmaline. I think it weighs 2.95 carats.
295. Nice emerald cut.
This particular color will, in incandescent light, it will display a little more brown, and in daylight, it will go more to the violet, purple, not purple, go to a violet pink. Just the nature of pink tourmalines, they generally, from no matter what source, they generally do that color shift.
Good size stone.
And I did buy several pieces of pink tourmaline rough. You know, most of it's also coming out of Congo, is where most of the tourmaline right now is coming out of. Here's another pair of blue zircon match pair. I don't know what the weight on this is, probably 4 carat or.
Oh, it doesn't even say.
They're probably about 4 carat total weight. But just beautiful colors, you know, and like I say, the brilliance on blue zircons, you know, it's probably the next closest thing to the look of a diamond that you get in a colored gem.
What's next?
Another zircon. And that one weighs just over 3 carat. Comes from Tanzania.
That one has just got
It's
really nice cut. Yeah. And the color is great. Definitely do a ring or a pendant.
All right. Keeping with the zircons.
Oh, too big for that one.
There we go. And this one's from Tanzania, weighs about 8.5 carats.
A little bit deeper color, but really nice. Brilliant stone.
And one more. Kind of a unique cut on this one.
Screenshot away if you like this one. This is a beauty.
Also from Tanzania.
Really cool cut. Color all around it.
They asked me if I could duplicate the cut, which I have to look at it because it is unique. Just when you look at it, I don't know, it kind of spirals, or I don't know what it just has an effect on your eye. It just, there's a feel to it that is pleasing. And the color is pleasing. Again, my favorite color in gems. Kind of slightly pinkish peach color. I guess peach is pink orange or close to podparasha. You know, podparasha is that pink orange. Let's see, I'm not sure where that goes.
So how's it going, chat? While Steve's looking, everybody doing good?
There we go.
I haven't checked over here in a while. Hey, Igor. Hey, Lancy. Electrical Existence is here. What's going on?
And this is another zircon, white zircon. This material generally comes from Singida in Tanzania. They start out brown and then you heat them and make the color disappear. And you get a white zircon. They're generally
brilliant.
really white. You know, I've had them hit D colors. I'm not sure what color this hits, but they're just a really white and bright stone. Diamond simulant. They were used in the 40s as a diamond simulant. It was the only real diamond simulant at the time.
So yeah, if you got something against diamonds and you want a natural gem, this is definitely a natural zircon, something to look into.
Yeah, and good dispersion, you know, as you see the spectral colors that come out of.
And not to be confused with cubic zirconia,
Yes.
which is a man-made gem. This is zircon.
Came out of the ground.
Came out of the ground, natural. Oh, look at that. And you can put that in an engagement ring. Look at that. Far away, you can see that, yeah. A nice necklace. Yeah, it's sweet stone.
All right. Back to the rough. You know, I bought this Tanzanite rough. It is a unique color. It is natural, intense. I'm hoping it cuts an amazing gem because I paid more for this than I paid for any Tanzanite ever.
You want me to switch the settings? Are we going into Tanzanite?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah. So the color is extraordinary. I bought about 10 pieces of this. So I'm really hoping that the cut stone looks as amazing as the rough does. You know, there's just something about the look of this material. It's different. It's just an intense, hard to describe color.
Yeah, you really have to see it to kind of understand.
Either I'll do real well or I'll do okay with it.
Yeah.
You know, the pieces were not the best shape and really have to work to get yield out of them. But the colors, you know, I just don't think I haven't ever seen anything that looks quite like these. So I have high expectations and hopefully I'm not disappointed. You know, we'll see. Hopefully by our next MoreGems show, I'll have at least one of these cut and we'll see how we did.
What do you think that'll cut?
I
don't know.
Don't know.
I haven't looked at it close enough.
Well, it's, you know, the rough they've unusual shapes and, you know, they're going to be tough to get really good yields out of, but so it'll be some creative cutting to make this parcel work.
So we got a question that just came in from Electrical Existence. Sorry, anybody, if I miss any of your other questions. I just kind of randomly look, but they want to know, how often do you try to cut a stone that is not within the normal standard shape / facet structure of an ordinary gem?
Pretty often.
Yeah.
You know, I've been cutting little more standard shapes lately but I've got a lot of rough that's going to require some unique shapes, unique cuts. So I do them often, you know. And from this rough, I think you'll see some different cuts, and
Yeah.
whenever it's necessary to get yield out of a material, you do whatever you can to optimize the rough, and sometimes that takes some unusual shapes to do it. I think I don't know how. Yeah, I go in spurts, cutting unusual shapes, and lately I've been a little more standard.
Right. Well, the step cut enables you to kind of cut in kind of unusual shapes. Yeah. So follows the shape of the rough if you can. Cut away as little as possible and look for the best gem that you can yield.
Another tourmaline in my favorite color. And this setting is not doing the best for this color, because this is really a remarkable stone. Kind of shows the color, but it's better. And once we photograph it, you'll see, because we'll be able to make some adjustments in the photography to make the color right as it is.
This not quite root beer. This is more peachy. Oh yeah, no, this is like almost Malaya, huh?
Oh, it's just like Malaya. Yeah,
so
the
like
finest Malaya
garnet
is this color.
But yeah, it definitely doesn't show it in the camera here. It's in hand. It's gonna be definitely Malaya color.
More like a copper penny kind of. Yeah.
But once we get these listed online, we're gonna correct the color to make them look just how they look, the closest we can.
Yeah, we've been pretty good at getting the colors accurate. We don't get too many complaints that what you receive is not as it was presented.
It's more peachy pink than this for sure. Yeah, that's a nice stone. What's the weight on that one?
That one is 518. 518.
518. All right, what do we got next here?
A big morganite of similar color.
Need a little bit more room for this one.
And that one weighs 26.31 carats. This comes from Mozambique. And it is one of the gems that it currently is available. There's no huge shortage of this as of yet.
A big ring. Nice pendant. All right, what do we got next?
Another morganite.
Another morganite. Keep them coming, Steve. One's got a little fingerprint on there. That's not not included.
Not included. Yeah. It's probably mine.
Nice emerald cut.
But just really nice colors on these morganites.
Cool.
Morganite, real durable stone. So morganite is the same as emerald and aquamarine, same gem. They're all beryl. And these, for smaller stones, are really nice colors.
Small being
5 caraters.
So these are, yeah.
I think one's a 371 and the other's a 560. The emerald cut was 21 carat.
Yep, and for anybody that is just tuning in, all of these stones are available. We just don't have them priced yet. So if you're interested in anything, take either a screenshot or note the time that's in the bottom left-hand screen of the show, and send us an email with that, and then we will send you the price and full details on these. If you want additional pictures, we can do that as well.
Okay.
And if you're here and you haven't already, feel free to like and subscribe. That always helps us out and keeps us doing these live shows, and it's really appreciated. This is a sweet stone.
Yeah, this is a Heliodor. And it is really yellow, even more yellow than it appears here. You know, it's probably the yellowest morganite that maybe I've ever seen. We've had some really yellow ones recently. Most of them from Brazil. This probably is Brazilian, although I'm not 100% sure on that. Just really a great color, weighs 5.63 carats. One I debated whether to recut, but I mean it's pretty well cut. And just has good life, and like I say, it's the yellow is what you want in a Heliodor. Yeah, the camera shows it a little more greeny gold, but it's just yellow. It's probably the yellowest gem available.
Yeah. I know we had that one tourmaline that sold a while ago.
That was pretty yellow. Yeah, that was good stuff.
Don't see those too often.
Nope. It was a few dollars more too. Did we do this one? The rubellite.
Yes.
Yeah, we did. So why don't you do some opals? Let's go
Opals?
into those.
All right.
Sure.
Hi, Christy. Thanks for joining us.
Don't dump.
All right. We'll just start from the top left here.
You know, they've apparently just recently found a pocket with this darker material, because there's been, we bought quite a few. Like I say, we bought 100 opals. And as I told Mike when he questioned me what was my favorite buy, and it was the opals for sure. Just to see material that looks like this. It's hard to find opal from any source that looks better than the colors that are in this. They're so intense, and it has all the colors of the rainbow.
This one is a 20.82 carat. This one I'm about to show is a 4.89. Still a nice dark base to it.
It's always the debate, do we call these black opal? I mean, this is crystalline material. So if you light it from behind, it is highly transparent. But the color is just amazing.
This one, I don't have a weight on this one, but
it's 20 carat or so. But just look at the colors. When have you seen opals available with this kind of color? I know they come out of Australia, but they come out much more expensive.
What's a general price per carat for just to give them idea, range?
They probably go up to maybe 130, 140 a carat is high end, probably like this stone. The black opal is significantly more, but most of them are from 80 a carat for high end goods, 80 to 120. Occasionally a little more, but that's just a great opal.
This one is a 12.05 carat.
This is more milky white, more reminiscent of what you'd see from Australian opal. And these have so much red, and in Australian opal, red is the most valued color and probably the hardest to find. Whereas in the Ethiopian, red is fairly common.
And we've got a 22.35 carat. This light will do a little bit better on this one.
Daylight is probably these opals' best friend. When you get them in daylight, the colors are just amazing. Not that they're bad in this light, but
Look at that. It looks
yeah,
like
yeah.
lava or something. It's on fire. Then you get the blues and the greens in there.
So in Ethiopia, it used to be that rough was what we bought. It was the most available material. Now they're finding that cutting the opals there is more beneficial to them. They make more money off it than selling the rough, which is fine with me because there's no risk in buying a cut stone. Whereas the risk in buying rough, there's often some unpleasant surprises. You get a piece of rough and you go to cut it and you wished you'd left it as rough because it was a prettier stone as the rough than it was cut. But look at the colors. I mean, it's got every color of the rainbow.
And this one is a 24.29 carat Ethiopian opal.
Like I say, we have 100 stones. There's quite a few in the smaller sizes. We're showing you some of the bigger ones because they're so dramatic.
This one is pretty cool. This one's 11.93 carats. It's kind of a really tight color pattern.
Just amazing. And finding opal with the blues that you see in this, you see indigo, blue, violet. That's pretty rare in opal. I love the Wheelo opal. You have to realize they are hydrophane, which means they will absorb water. And when they absorb water, they'll lose their color until they dry out again. You have to be a little more careful with other chemicals getting on it because they'll absorb whatever you get on it. So you have to be somewhat careful with them, but they won't craze like you find with Australian opal. Australian, if you buy from the wrong mine, you'll find that as they dry out, they tend to develop cracks, cause crazing. And these wheelos are generally don't have that issue. Cutters will find that when you cut them, occasionally you'll have cracking within a day, but after that, it's pretty much a stable material.
This
Look
one
at that.
is
That's
so
amazing.
cool. It almost looks
Oh,
like
yeah.
plaid or
Oh,
something.
yeah. Tell me what you'd get for an Australian opal like that. I mean, it would be
that.
thousands and thousands.
Just the color bars are just so crazy. Yeah, that's that one. If anybody's
cool.
interested in
That's
that
a
one,
9 carat.
that's a 9 carat. Yeah, another cool one.
These darker stones, there's more of it right now. Like I say, apparently they hit a pocket of this darker material. And again, Australian opal, the dark ones are the higher valued because they show the color generally better. We're not sure that we call them black. I think in Australia they call it black, so maybe we'll call them Ethiopian black opals. This one a little more white base or a brownish black base, dark brownish base. And it's crystalline material, meaning you can, if you shine a light through it, you can see right through it. But
I'm not gonna do that because holding the whole tray. Oh, look at this one here. Oh, it doesn't even fit in the screen. Wow.
Again, what colors? Oh, look at those.
Yeah.
That's cool. What is that? A little face in there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I see the face right there. The yellow. Look at that. It's like a gorilla or something.
Neanderthal.
Yeah.
Is that special or what? And it's big. That's a big one. That's an inch and a half, maybe pushing 2 inches long.
What's chat seeing there? You guys see anything? Here, I'll do a little still. Tell me what you see.
It's Rorschach test.
And look at that, solid opal. This one is special. So here's to give a size reference on this one. That would be a nice pendant. Don't trust the color on this camera, but just to give you a size reference. And I'll give you a size reference for the next one. Steve likes to go to extremes here. So this one, this would be good for a ring.
Oh, yeah, it'd be a nice ring stone.
So to give you an idea of the
Another
color.
black. I mean, it is very, very dark material.
And these aren't smoked. These are actually natural like this. You do see some smoked material.
Yeah, you got to be careful. And the smoked material looks a lot like this. Smoked meaning they take generally a lower quality white opal and sugar treat it and put it in smoke, and it turns them black. You know, it over time it will fade out, but they look a lot like this.
So that one, I don't have a carat weight on that, but I don't know.
3 carat maybe.
Another one with these kind of just, I don't know what causes that, but some of these opals have these just intense colors that push right to the surface and they're just super bright. And this is one of those. It's almost got that holographic look.
Yeah. Which it used to be easy to separate the synthetic Gilson opals from other opals. And it was by the synthetic opal, they display columns, which actually you'll see in Ethiopian opal too, and maybe in this one. I don't know. If you look at the side, it looks like columns of color. So it makes it a little more difficult to separate the synthetic from the natural. Another small black.
See, when they're dark like this, a lot of times they'll have this kind of blue, almost opaque,
like a mask.
Yeah. So when you see these, you're generally seeing that darker material opal.
And we actually bought a couple with that masking right across the top of them, but it's so shallow, I'm going to recut them, and I think they'll come out as really great opals.
So yeah, just a ton of great. This is just a sampling of what we have available, and if you do see anything you like, feel free to either screenshot that timestamp or email us with the timestamp. You just write 202539, and then we could reference.
Oh, there's
this.
a dollar sign in there.
Dollar
right there,
sign?
right
What?
over here. Turn it a little bit. Oh, there's a face too. Go turn it that way.
There's the Bitcoin.
Turn it a little bit more.
Oh,
the other way.
The other way.
There, right there.
Oh yeah! Hey, look at that dollar sign.
I'm gonna charge extra for that one. Wow, that is a good dollar sign.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
This is
good luck for somebody to make money on something. Yeah.
It's turned into the What's in an Opal show.
Yeah, that's cool.
Tune in next week while me and Steve just look at opals.
I mean, that's awesome.
That is pretty cool. We're not stoned.
Boy, that would be a trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Should try that sometime. Stone buying opals. I don't know.
Maybe
Could
not.
be risky.
Maybe not on the live show.
It's not legal here in Indiana. Yeah.
No, look at this one's got some great lime greens. Yeah, this one's intense too. Very cool. So we have a ton of these opals. If you liked any of these tonight, send us a message, or if you want to see more in your local, come in and see us, and we'll be happy to show you everything we've got. I've got one other cool one that, if I can find it here.
Did we ever find the other half of that one?
Here, hold that for a second. Oh yeah, I've got it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So this one, Steve wasn't as impressed as I was, but
Nah, it's cool.
I think it's really neat. This one, it's just different, like just the play of color in it, and
Got,
almost those weird fish scale looking dragon scale people were saying, and
wow.
just
Well,
an
it is pretty amazing.
interesting pattern.
I want it back.
Yeah, it's got the
It
blue as
is.
the
It is cool.
indigos, and then you flip it to this side.
Does the other one do pretty much the same
Oh
thing?
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
it?
It's like the exact opposite 'cause they both
Yeah.
have this little dark spot on the back of it.
So they came from the same opal and just cut it in half and
Right.
cut 2 stones out of it. But the patterns are just infinite in this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I should just collect a bunch of it just to have it to look at in my old age.
Oh yeah, I know.
Whenever I get there.
Yeah, you're not there yet, Steven. Got some time. But yeah, really cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. You want to show the pairs while you got these out?
Yes, yeah. So we not only bought some single stones, but we know that earrings are definitely a popular seller for us as well. So I'll go through a couple of these fairly quickly here. This is a pair of blue zircons. It looks like 2 carat. No, I don't know what the carat weight on these, but they're fairly big.
Yeah, they're got to be 9 carat total.
So nice round blue zircons. Good if you like a big pair of earrings. Let's see, we've got some imperial zircons that are about the same size. They're close. Cool color. Let's see. Some orange grossular garnets. My fiance Carrie, she was out there in Tucson with us, and she definitely was gravitating towards these orange garnets. She'd probably like this pair. Hope she's not watching.
Good.
No, nice pair. Those are about 0.41 millimeters, a little over half carat. These are nice and bright. I want to say these are garnets too. Yeah, these are some Malaya garnets. Make a nice pair of studs. Another popular thing that a lot of people have been asking for, and not super easy to get good ones, but this is a nice pair of gray Spinels. So it'd be a good gray Spinel earring. A lot of people they want, say, a black diamond or something. We try and push them towards something with a little bit of brilliance that's not just opaque. And the gray Spinels is perfect for somebody who likes that look. And these ones have a little bit of violet to them too. Sometimes they got either a blue undertone or a violet undertone. And
as you've heard over and over, not my favorite gem, but I'm learning to like them more.
Yeah.
Because and hard not to like something that sells every time you buy it. You know, just a popular gem that's a different color that in the past was not a popular color, and for some reason it's become popular. Yeah.
Hey, Ann, thanks for joining in. Here is some imperial zircons.
Again, the brilliance is extraordinary.
We got some umbellite garnets.
Ooh.
Yeah, those are nice. And another pair of these we're calling purple garnets. They're a little bit more, have a purple tone to them. Good, cool shape cushions. A little different than just, your typical round. And then we have a rose zircon, which is actually a little bit slightly pinkier than what it's showing on the screen right now. Yes, T. Higgs, the 2 greens, those are Saverites. Sorry, I didn't mention that. So really bright stones. Those Savorites weigh 1.89 carats. All right. What's next for us, Stephen?
From our, not from our last trip, but our last trip to the Ammonite mines. These are from the same supplier that we went and dug at their mines. Get close here.
Yeah, yeah.
And we bought a lot when we were up there, but I wanted to fill in with some really outstanding pieces, and we bought, I don't know, maybe a dozen. And these are some of the more extraordinary with the amount of blue that's in that. That's kind of what turns me on is that blue coloration.
Cool.
So these are 70 million year old fossils.
And we choose them looking at them face up because they are directional. So you got to be thinking if you're putting it into a pendant, it needs to show the color vertically, and this one
And
goes many ways.
yeah, and at an angle. So many of them we look at. I'd like to pick them, but when you look at them and you just rotate them on just a slight bit, the color disappears. So as a pendant, it just doesn't work. And when you're wearing a pendant, if you're looking down on it, if you're not going to see the color and it just looks black, why would you wear it? And that's true of probably 60-70% of the material. They have no rotational value to the color. So as like Mike's showing you there, these that we buy, that's the first thing we look at. And there's just some you look at, you go, oh, you want to own it, but it only shows colors straight on. And then as soon as you move it at all, there's no color left in it. And, these are things I learned because I was on the road selling this material back in the late 80s when Corite was the primary supplier of the material. I'd done a show, well, I actually did AGTA in Tucson, and they were set up next to me, and they asked me if I'd go on the road with it. And it was pretty new at the time, so it wasn't easy to market, but I saw the value in it. It's just where do you see colors like this other than in the opals we just showed you?
Right.
But these it's just amazing, intense colors.
And they got a super cool story behind it. It's a fossil that you're wearing, and this thing swam in the oceans 70 million years ago. One of its predators was the mosasaur, and some of these specimens that you'll find full ammonite specimens with um, teeth marks, bite marks from the mosasaur, which is really neat. I actually have one small palm-sized specimen that's got just a little bite mark in it, and makes it really cool. But these for the jewelry, it's not very pretty to have a bite mark in it. So this is a big one. Look at that. Super clean surface. Nope, not really any cracks. I think that's um, just the way it is.
Yeah, these are some of the highest grades.
I don't. We don't have anything small enough for earrings, Glenna. Um, whether they're available, we we really didn't look at anything smaller, did we?
I wonder if they had them set, maybe.
It's possibly.
Yeah, I think it's just not profitable for them to cut them small. Is the issue? They do all the work right there in Canada, and if they were doing it in Hong Kong, and maybe they send some stuff to Hong Kong, and that may be um, what we have to check out with them, because I know people want earrings, and that's why we've been buying more earring stones, match stones. And this is okay. Moving on.
Yeah.
A nice Tanzanite cab. This one's not 100% clean, but it looks clean, and it'll set looking clean. And the price is reasonable because of it. Beautiful color. I've been wanting cabs, and I've always want to cab some, but it's hard to take the material and cab it because you don't know what you're going to end up with when you cut a cab. Sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. So I'm not willing to sit down and cut a cab from a stone that could be faceted. But nice stone. Weighs over 10 carat.
It's difficult to hold this one. But yeah, good ring size.
Yeah. Weighs 10.92 carat.
Yes, it is Tanzanite. One of the few cabs we've had. It would look great in 18 karat yellow gold, maybe 22 karat yellow gold.
I'd like it as a men's ring.
Do you want me to switch the...
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
You're sneaky. Must have been chatting it up a little bit.
So here's the, I guess this is the most expensive piece we bought.
Yes, this is Steve's, his glory piece. It barely fits on the big screen here.
This one weighs 77 carats. Just a clean, beautiful stone, mostly blue. Does have some red flash, and it's got everything you want out of a big Tanzanite.
It's a beast. Nicely cut. What would you set this in, Steve?
Well, pendant would be the natural place for it, but
just to give you guys an
too
idea.
Big for a ring, maybe. We've made rings that big, but
that is a big
pendant.
Tanzanite.
Yeah.
But perfect for somebody who loves big gems.
Yep.
Wants an investment grade stone. It's just and a deep, deep color.
And it's much more difficult to get these big sizes these days. Used to be, back in the 90s when they started hitting pockets of material in quantity. I was cutting 100 caraters pretty regular, but these days getting these big stones much more difficult. And actually for us they've been relatively easy to sell. I haven't sat on a big one for very long at all.
What's the price range on this stone?
Oh, it's going to be in the 700 a carat kind of price.
Which would be
7, 8, 50, pushing 60 grand.
Easy 60 grand. Totally worth it though. Yeah. But yeah, this is just it's amazing to hold too. I mean, you can feel the weight of this stone, and anybody who's in the market, this is a nice stone. I think this is probably the biggest one I've seen you own. I don't know. I mean, while I've been here.
Could be.
It's been,
yeah.
I don't know. It's been 17, 18 years now.
Yeah, we cut some 50s recently. Yeah, I cut 120 once, but it actually turned out to be too dark, which at the time I never knew that to be a possibility. So it was a little disappointing. I recut that one to a 70 before it was a color that actually came out to be a real sapphire blue stone. But this is really a top gem. I mean, they do not get better than this gem.
So remember, everybody, if you're interested in this gem, do the little timestamp or just say that giant Tanzanite. Yes. I want that giant Tanzanite. Just put that in the header of the email. And we'll be like, okay.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure which one that you're talking about.
Next one weighs just under 13 carat. Another really top gem.
This one would work a little bit better as a ring.
Yeah, they'd make a good match set, I think.
Ring and pendant. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yep. Tanzanite still remains our number one seller. Still, I don't know if it's more than 40% of our entire business, and I think it's pushing 50%. So we hope that the mining continues and there's no disruption, which you never know with Tanzanite. You know, the government changes, and their feelings on the marketing of Tanzanite can change quickly. But been good for us, and hopefully will continue. I have lots of rough to cut, and so we'll be cutting some new gems and get Michael cutting well, to the point where I can trust him with a $5,000 gem, but it won't be long. He's capable.
Eileen said she wants the big Tanzanite in a ring. So we better
Glad
get that set up
to do it for you. Yep.
All right, this one's kind of cool too.
Yeah. Another Tanzanite. You know, these fancy colors have become exceedingly difficult to get. You know, we just went through a period where we were coming up with some greens, which was a new pocket of material. But right now, all the fancies are quite difficult to get. They go sporadically. The last time I saw any regular availability of fancies was in 2014 when we were over there. So this is where did that come from? That weighs 3 carat. I know somebody out there was looking for a 3 carat yellow, and
we just got to find them again. I think it was on Instagram or something. Somebody asked me. I looked for them one time, but it's so hard to sort those messages, and I'll look again. Or if you're out there, send us an email. sales@MoreGems.com. I want that yellow 3 carat Tanzanite. And to go alongside this one, I've actually got a mineral specimen, which is a really nice yellow zoisite, I guess, or yellow Tanzanite. Natural crystal.
Ooh.
Yeah, nice gem.
I don't know. I think we should be cutting that.
Yeah, it's possible.
Looks like a cutter to me.
Or somebody can keep it from Steve's machine.
Or coming up Michael's machine.
Right.
Yeah, he may be out of the mineral business shortly. He'll be cutting them all.
That'll be a difficult decision for me, because I mean, that termination is really unique.
Yeah.
Kind of splits off.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And maybe that would be an issue if you're cutting it. I don't know. Would it? If that was two crystals that kind of grew together?
It can be. Yeah. I haven't experienced it, but I'm sure it can be, because there is a plane between those crystals, and I'm not sure. It looks pretty transparent. I don't see a plane down the middle of it. Yeah, I don't know. I think we ought to try it and find out.
I don't know about all that.
It looks like an experimental stone to me.
Somebody email me at sales@MoreGems.com.
Yeah, save this rock.
Save this stone. And I've got one other here. Let me show you another Tanzanite crystal before we move on, since we were showing some big cut gems. Here's a pretty large, it's kind of a blade-like Tanzanite crystal, totally natural. This one has been heated, but natural crystal. Cool piece. This one, kind of see how long that is. But I like that one. And another one of Steve's favorites here. He likes the ones that have a little bit more going on.
That's a cool piece.
Which, I don't know if I can show this here. There we go. So this one's got two crystals kind of growing together. And this is actually natural color. So this one has not been heated. So you can still see the blue in it. I don't know. Hard to show this here. It's a little big. There you go.
There you go.
Moving it around, but you get the idea. It's a cool out of the earth specimen.
Oh, and speaking out of the earth, interesting that with the opals, they found opal on Mars. And they're pretty excited about it because opal contains water and was formed in water. So we know there was water on Mars, and they're looking at the opal that they found there as maybe a potential source for water. So it's kind of an exciting find. Maybe someday we'll be getting not Ethiopian opals, but Martian opals.
Oh, Mars opals.
That's a pretty color.
Yeah, this one's nice.
This
one's heated, yeah, for sure. But great
what
crystal.
A color. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this was
nice.
Definitely one that caught my eye. So natural crystal, but it has been heated.
Like a nice pendant.
Oh yeah.
We should do more of those.
Good. All right. I don't know if we got any questions in here. How would you differentiate heated and natural unheated tanzanite? Well, the dichroscope helps us out a lot, which it will show us that down one direction you'll see yellow and blue, I believe, and then blue and violet down another. And that shows you that it hasn't been heated. A lot of the heated crystals will not show that yellow in the dichroscope, but I don't think that's always the case. You've discussed when you've had some natural tanzanite rough that does not show that strong of
the
trichroism.
Yellow. Well, they show more green in
Okay.
some of the naturals, so it's not as easy to tell. But, the yellow is what you're driving off when you heat it and just leaves the blue and purple. So in many of the crystals, it's easy to determine whether it's natural or not. But some it's not. And one of the labs in the U.S. Claims they can identify natural unheated material fairly successfully, because when I look at it with a dichroscope, sometimes it's hard to tell, particularly I say those ones that the yellow is more green. When you heat those, it still stays green. So it's a little more difficult to identify those.
Hey, Miranda, thanks for joining us. We're talking tanzanite right now and how to identify whether it's heated or unheated. And a lot of these crystals, if you have one, and then say you're looking at a white screen on your monitor, if the screen is powerful enough, you can kind of hold it up, turn it, and then rotate it, turn it the other direction, and you'll actually see that trichroic effect because it's the polarized light going through it, and that if you don't have a dichroscope, will actually give you that same effect. And if it's heated, you're not going to see the yellows. But if it's an opaque crystal, that's not going to work. So same with the dichroscope. It's got to be clear.
Okay, let's move on to some garnets.
All right.
We've got quite a few mahenge garnets. Mahenge has become difficult to get. The availability has dropped significantly. The price has increased significantly. Mahenge produced colors that we've not seen before, like this color. I mean, 6-7 years ago, you didn't find this particular color in garnets.
And this is a 1.45 carat gem, pear shape. Steve, do we need to change that color scale back? Or are we good for these?
Sure.
Okay. We're trying to adjust the camera settings as we go to, we have to adjust for the tanzanite. We need to set the camera to a certain setting and the other gems except a different setting, just to try and be a little bit more accurate while we're showing.
Which that is more accurate. It wasn't quite as pink as what that showed, but it's still pretty pink.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
A little bit
It's
of
a light
peach
pink.
to it.
Yeah.
But pretty material. I mean, you get that diamond-like brilliance, which these garnets have a good high refractive index. It's in the upper ones and the lower 1.7, which is a pretty high refractive index.
Can't really put this one on my hand, but to give you an idea, yeah, that one's pretty stone.
This one just under 2 carat, little peachier color.
Cushion has been a pretty popular shape lately, hasn't it?
Yes, yeah, we've done real well with cushions. Look at that's a beauty. This is Malaya. This is as I see Malaya as it should be. Peachy pink.
And again, to anybody that just started watching with us, if you see something on the show or you go back later and rewatch and you like something, feel free to send us an email to sales@MoreGems.com and then mark the timestamp or take a screenshot and send it on over to us, and we'll get you the full details. Just because we don't have any of these priced out yet, brand new to us, so you're the first one seeing every single one of these gems, besides when me and Steve just picked them out. Also, feel free to like and subscribe. It helps us out a lot, and we really appreciate it. Hey Lolo, how are you doing? Oh, that's nice.
That's a nice one. These purple garnets also relatively new, maybe 5 years. Could be.
Yeah,
I lose track of time, but they're probably the newest color to hit the market, and came out of a couple of countries, Mozambique and Tanzania. It's a really strange how that happens at similar times. You get a new color coming from a couple of different countries.
Yeah, it's pretty close to that color too, actually. Yeah, maybe a little purpler. Nice trilliant cut.
Purple.
I like trilliant. Fuchsia. I don't know. What would you, fuchsia?
I don't know. It's
what would you call it?
Very pretty.
Yeah. Colors.
They just have a little more purple to them than any other garnets, and therefore a purple garnet. Sometimes you hear them called plum garnets. Yeah. There's so many names to garnets, it's gotten ridiculous. I want to just say it's a garnet and it has such and such color. I don't know, but
yeah, I guess purple would be like amethyst. You think purple is.
Yeah, these have that in them.
They do. Well, we see some of them, and we're like, "Wow, that's crazy for a garnet." But does it look too much like amethyst?
Right.
So, what was the weight on that other one?
That one was 324.
324, and this one
is 343.
So similar size. That trilliant's a little bit smaller. I didn't show it on the hand here, but you can see this one. And, good ring size, nice pendant size. Yeah, Eileen, that Mahenge was really nice stone.
There's a match pair of purple garnets. Those are pretty strongly purple.
Thanks, Glenna. Glad you liked all the stones. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, good pair for earrings.
We were pick up the pace here.
Pick up the pace. You don't want to. I thought we were pulling a 24-hour stream.
Uh,
Ooh, this one's this one's one of Steve's favorites here. He was excited about this one.
yeah, just marquee. I'm kind of into marquee at the moment. And this for spessartite is a pretty clean stone. You can see a couple of crystals in it, but typical of the material. And this, when you look at it in person, you don't see those. Just a great color and just a nice spessartite. I'll probably have to cut a few marquees. Not that I enjoy cutting them, but I just like the shape, and I think it's an up and coming shape. You can only cut them in lighter colored stones because they'll tend to darken at the tips. As you can see in this, the tips are darker, and it's true in all colors. So the darker the stone, the darker those tips get.
Dan likes the marquees too. Said marquee all day. So what is this?
It's another Mahenge garnet. Weighs 551.
5.51 carat Mahenge.
And again, these colors before Mahenge, you didn't get this particular color.
Mahenge is in Tanzania.
Let's see.
Oh, this
Did
one
I
is.
give you the? I didn't give you the spessartite, did I? Oh, it's right there.
Yeah. Just to look back at this one because I just saw it sitting there. For anybody who missed this one's pretty sweet. Opal from Ethiopia, really dark base. Super color. Yeah. That one's a special piece. All right, another spessartite. What's weight on this one?
Don't know.
Not sure. Unknown weight. But here is the size.
It's 5. Maybe 515.
So 5.15.
And I'm unfortunately not sure where this is from. It's either from Nigeria, or I used to buy spessartite in Madagascar that was this color. In Madagascar, yeah, if I was going to guess, I'd say Madagascar.
Cool. Another Mahenge.
Yep. And 551. And maybe a 442.
So this one, 4.42 carat, maybe.
Maybe.
But if you're
Or
interested,
it's a 551.
yeah, we don't have a scale with us right now, and
we do. But
oh, yeah, we'll weigh it up if you're interested.
Great color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Igor wants to know if the darker color and the darker color is also considered spessartite.
Like the one we just looked at?
I believe so. That's one.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, it is spessartite garnet. Spessartite is a family on its own. There's 6 families of garnet. Spessartite is one of them. Has the highest refractive index, maybe of all the garnets.
Cool.
Match pair of garnets.
Nice match pair for earrings. Beautiful color. Good shape. Would look good on the head. Weight of those is
242.
242 of those matched pair.
Another Mahenge 306.
This one's 306. Starting to sound like an echo here. I'm going to stop that. What was that on the Sandlat? Was it Yeah, or he always one of them always repeated the other guy.
You watched it
I
much
did,
more than I did.
Yeah. I like that movie.
That's quite a stone.
Ooh.
That's from Mozambique. They're calling this grape garnet or purple garnet, either one.
So what's the weight on this?
346.
346. Oh, I did it again. Did it again. I got to stop that.
346.
I know, yeah. Nate says forever. Oh, yeah. Yeah, cool stone. That one's nice.
Oh. Now into some spinels. Spinels. What was that, Mike?
I didn't say anything. Oh yeah, I didn't repeat you. This one is really cool. It's actually why this one called out to me was it's super dark, but you can see that brilliance show through. So this is a gray spinel, and
155.
And it now I'm thrown off because I'm trying not to repeat you. I'm thinking about that. Yeah, no, it just looked really cool. It's almost like a black stone, but it has brilliance to it, which I think is desirable and has a really neat look. Yeah, Christy, if you're talking about that spinel, it's not quite a match, but these are some gray spinels. I think we may have another pair, but these are showing a little bit brighter blue than what they are. But it's close, but I don't think it's that bright. What do you think?
The blue?
Yeah.
Well, it's there, but it's not that blue.
Yeah. So we do have, match.
Otherwise, we're going to have to call them blue spinels.
Right. Rochelle, I do not believe we have any spinel rough. I have some red spinel crystals on mineralmike.com, but that's about it. Here is another gray spinel. Do spinels have fluorescence? I don't know if these do. The red spinels crystals that I have, they are fluorescent. This we're checking right now. I don't know if that's reflection.
Yeah. Have to get them in the dark.
Yeah, I can't.
Probably not, but
this is nice.
What's the word on that, Chris?
Yeah. The reds I have are definitely fluorescent, but this one, if it is, it's nowhere near the those are from Myanmar, I believe. But this is a nice stone.
Where is that UV?
I don't know. You just had it. Oh, it's right there. It's down up. Ah, there you go.
There's spinel.
Yes.
They fluoresce so crazy.
That's a pink.
Yep.
Yeah. Those are Mahenge though. Yeah.
No,
Or
this is
Tanzanian?
Sri Lankan.
Oh, they're really okay. So the Sri Lankan ones also. Pink Spinel here. Did we show this one already?
No.
No. Okay. So what's the weight on this guy?
182. We got several pinks, and I haven't had too many pinks other than Mahenge. And these are a little less pricey than Mahenge. Mahenge Spinels have gone through the roof. A Mahenge Spinel this size would be $2,500 a carat, probably.
And is it the Abaco? No, I actually am wearing a Tourmaline crystal, which I put in a little 14 karat gold cap, but it's bicolor. It used to be longer, but I work on the bench and I was polishing a ring and it kind of got caught in my mandrel and then it just halved it. And now it's like, oh no, it hit me right in the neck and it chopped it in half. So now I've got half a bicolor crystal. Still works though.
See if those show in the box.
A couple other Spinel crystals, or not crystals, Spinels. This is really nice set. Would make a cool ring. Or
And the red one is even redder than it shows there.
a couple of nice stones.
And let's see. That's a 187 Spinel.
We did get a few Spinels, huh?
Yeah, we did. Only one Mahenge.
Oh, it's a good idea, Eileen. She said to put that white zircon in there, and we got the red, white, and blue ring. 4th of July ring. So this is another. This is the Mahenge.
That's the Mahenge.
It's a nice Mahenge Spinel.
And it's carat 6.
Maybe a pinky ring. Those are always cool.
Then there's the biggest one we bought, 3 carat.
Uh-oh. Lost the camera.
Battery? Probably.
Maybe.
Let me get it. Go ahead and show it. Oh, you can't show that.
Can't show it. All right, so Steve's changing out the battery. Our camera just went on us. So I'll show you a big crystal. I know somebody on Facebook or something was asking about Imperial Topaz. While we didn't get any cut gems, did get a nice big crystal. This is, I believe this is from Ouro Preto, Brazil, but I got to double check on that source. Yeah. But a cool piece. Hold on. All right, give me a second here. I need to mess with the computer real quick. Go ahead and continue talking.
All right.
See if I can fix this. If not, we might have to call it early.
Really?
Possible.
Let's see. What do I have to say? Well, we have some color change garnets yet to come and some green stones. So hopefully we get this taken care of.
Don't know.
I know you can do it, Mike.
I don't know why, but it's been really difficult.
What didn't I buy or find, Eileen? We got pretty lucky. I even had a list of things to find, which usually I semi-ignore the list. But this time we managed to fulfill 2/3 of the list. So it was a really good trip, and we were after match pairs, got those match pairs. And there was only 2 or 3 stones that I regret buying.
Do you have another battery somewhere?
Try that one.
I'm not sure whether I'll be able to work this without it. All right. Magic.
We're back. Cool.
Well, everybody's in luck. We've got another
You're
5
stuck with
hours
us.
for you. Oh, maybe not. Oh. Well, maybe I lied. All right. Let's see. So that's on. So right now would be a good time to ask Steve some questions. Chat, go ahead while I try and figure this out.
Sean asks, how's the prices of Ethiopian opal? How's the supply? Still good. But like we talked about, the rough material is far less and the quality is less because they're cutting more of the opal there, which works for us. I think our opal supplier is the finest in the country. And he's also moved to more cut stones. And I'm good with that just because of the difficulty of cutting Ethiopian opal and getting what you expect out of a stone. People are commenting about the safe. Safe door weighs 20,000 pounds.
Don't know. It's not looking good, Steve.
What's the problem, Mike?
I don't know. Yeah, it's just not wanting to go. There we go. Look at that.
All right,
I think
good
I
job.
really did it this time.
Looks good.
Can I get a hip hip hooray from the chat?
You get one from me. I don't have to
right.
close this out right away.
Oh man, Steve was going to be disappointed round 2.
Oh yeah, it was tough yesterday.
Well, I'm glad I'm not a disappointment, Steven.
Yeah.
All right, what's next? Everybody still here?
Okay. The last of the Spinels. It's our biggest gray Spinel, which weighs 3 carat.
I know somebody who wants this one.
Oh, Carrie, Michael's fiance. He's promised it to her if we don't sell it by
January 29th or June 29th.
29th. So come on, folks.
Please. No, yeah, it's a really cool. I liked it a lot too. It stood out. That's why I told her. I said, "Hey, birthday stone."
Nice gem.
Yeah, good size. What was the weight on this one again?
Just over 3 carat, 302.
So it's kind of like a light steely gray kind of color.
Just bright, really
Yeah.
well cut.
Charisma says, "Yeah, figure she wanted it."
Uh, all right. You want to undo one of those lights? Let's move to color change.
Yep.
So we've got a few stones that color change, and we're going to try and give you a little bit of an idea what the change is. Right. So we have one light incandescent, the other is a daylight LED. Give you kind of an idea. Won't give you the accurate color, but it'll help. Here's a small, a match pair of color change garnets. These come from Madagascar, which is the best source. And so you can
Lean it to one side.
and the red on these is really strong, which is unusual for the color change garnet, as well as for alexandrites. Usually you can get a good strong green color, or in this case, blue gray is more typical the color of the garnets. But the red is really strong, and that's in the past has been the weak link. When I bought color change stones, I always just looked for the red and assumed the other color would be good. But in these, the red color is really strong.
I'm kind of shifting the box back and forth, trying to block one light over the other. So here you can kind of see the reds. And if I shift the box towards the other light, you're seeing.
And this color is not totally accurate. It's kind of blue gray would be the best description, not so purple. But the color change is very, very strong. Like I said, all these color change stones have just gone up. I mean, color change garnets have literally doubled in price since 6, 7 years ago. But there is no material. These are the only stones I've owned in the last 5 years. The only things I've ever seen to buy. Um, okay.
All right.
And this is a carat and a half trillion.
So so the blue
Is
blue purple.
that is inaccurate. Let's put it that way. And the red's inaccurate because the red is better than what you see here. I mean, the red is really strong in these, and this color is more gray blue, more like gray spinels, I
Right.
would guess.
Yeah.
More like a gray spinel. But the color change is very, very strong, and the red is extremely intense.
So I don't know
Not ruby red, but it is like rhodolite red. That's closer, but
only the red, only the blue. And then that's the mix. But super cool gem. It's a gem that does something. Good size for a ring. We like to say, it's always nice to set these in a ring because you can actually see it doing something. When if you're wearing it, you don't really get to appreciate the color change.
because they do change. Whatever light you're in, it'll be a different color.
I don't know, they call these blue garnets sometimes.
Well, they're the only ones that have come to a blue coloration. You know, we used to say that the only color that doesn't exist in garnet is blue, but these color changers kind of change that because they do have a blue coloration to them.
Igor, yes, you're correct. These are Madagascar.
Yeah, there's still production in Kenya, which Kenyan stones I've never really liked. Tanzania produces some that I've found attractive, but Madagascar by far is the best color changers. It is the reason I started going to Madagascar in search of these. No success in all my trips, but very successful trips for other things.
Yeah, it's not very bright, but you kind of see the red flashes, and it's more obvious in person. And the mix, I don't know how often you'll see the mix like this. I guess if people got two different types of bulbs, or
Yeah, sometimes you do see it.
yeah, but this, yeah, it looks crazy.
And these are the most open color of the color change garnets. Typically, the best color change garnets were almost too dark. You know, they were just deep, deep color. They changed the best, but they had no life. You know, it was just very, very common. You know, you really had to be in strong light to see the color change, whereas these are very open color. And here's a sapphire that does a color change. It's a blue to purple. And that last color changer was a carat 84.
Kind of see the purple there from the incandescent light and the daylight, the blue. Now I got both these lights on at the same time, but I'm just shifting the where the light is going into the stone. Yeah, this is a really nice. I didn't even know Steve picked this one up, and he showed it to me today. And it's got extreme brilliance too, and just a really pretty color.
Well, I had no question I was going to buy them. I kind of choked on the prices, but I know what's happened to all color change stones. There's such demand. You know, like I was talking about Alexandrite now, you know, stones that, 10 years ago were $3,000 to $5,000 are now $25,000. So there's definitely a demand there, and there's no supply. You know, either the color change garnet or Alexandrite. There's just so little supply.
Gallo family was wondering. I'm assuming she's talking the color change garnet. Over $2,500.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yes. Unfortunately, yeah, yeah. The carat 87. Yes.
yeah. They
Uh,
the
I
prices.
mean,
I know you
that's
were kind of.
yeah. That was 6, 7, 8 years ago. That was kind of the price. Actually, they were 15, 1800 a carat. They unfortunately have maybe more than doubled. You know, they are expensive, but I mean, there literally is no material. Find another one from, these are from Bikili, Madagascar. Definitely the best color changers, and you cannot find it.
Yeah, I think
You
those
know,
those two we picked were out of a group of maybe three or four. Um, I was thinking it was four, but I know you said it might have been only three
yeah.
when we were looking at them.
And this company has been my primary supplier for them for many, many years, and you know, I just haven't seen anything. You know, so whatever the price, I was going to buy them because they're that rare, um, that, you know, will you ever see them again? It's hard to say. Yeah. All right, I've adjusted the light for green stones, which greens are difficult to photograph. But we'll show you what we've got in greens, and we should be fairly close color-wise.
Gotta wait for this light bulb to cool down a little bit.
Okay. Come on, grab it, Mike.
Ooh, that is hot.
You'd work with one, maybe, till it cools down.
All right. There's that crystal again.
Did you get through
Too dark.
your crystals?
No, I could show you. We're going to show some green stones, and I've got a couple that'll go along with that.
That garnet.
Yes. Move that out of the way. Oh, hot. Steve, you want to remind everybody how to, if they're interested in a stone, what they got to do?
I don't know. What do they have to do?
Oh, okay. So
timestamp helps.
yes.
You know, we can refer to things by timestamp or give us the best description you can give us. Send us an email or,
Yeah.
you know, if there's stone you're interested in and you're the first one, we'll send you the price. If you're interested in it, we'll proceed from there. Is that what I was supposed to say?
Sure. I think they'll figure it out. It kind of says interested in a gem. Send an email to sales@MoreGems.com.
All right.
Note the time it was shown. And the time is right there. That's the time to note if you see something.
Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, you were going to show your green crystal.
What are you going into?
I have a
Tourmalines?
Marilani mint.
All right. So I'll show you. So I've got a couple crystals here. These are Moriarty mint garnets. The first one, a pretty good sized garnet, which is a little bit over 77 carats. So this is the natural crystal. It's gemmy, but not super transparent. If that makes sense. Like I could shine.
One of the biggest ones I've seen.
Oh yeah. This one is fluorescent, so it kind of fluoresces a yellowy color, yellowy orange. I don't know if we'll be able to see it here.
Yeah, you can see it a little
bit.
Yeah.
Kind of shows that, but in darker lights, shows it a little bit better. But a nice big crystal. So if anybody's into mineral specimens, this is a nice one. Just over 77 carats.
Oh, to have a clean one like that.
Yeah.
Huh? Ooh.
But I do have a slightly smaller one that is clean, 3.55 carats, which is a nice little specimen. I don't know if I can.
It's a cutter.
Yeah, I don't know if I can get it in some tweezers here.
Here you go.
So this one's, it's got a little something there, but still nice little gem
section. Yeah. So Marilani mint, they're a byproduct of the Tanzanite mining. You'll see these and diopsides. You have a.
I do have diopside. Show that too. Let me work that around a little bit. You can see all the natural terminations. And just a super clean little crystal. It would make a nice piece of jewelry too if anybody wants a natural crystal. Good size for a ring. I don't know how it would be set. It would be a little challenge, but it could be done. So yeah, the byproducts of the Tanzanite mining. Also got the diopside crystal, which this one's a gem too. This one's doesn't have top color or anything, but nice clean crystal. Good termination. Super cool piece. And these will all be available on mineralmike.com when I get around to getting them on there. I've got a few other projects I need to do, but I've got them available if anybody's interested. On to the gems.
Marquee, Marilani Mint Garnet. 1.54 carats. That's a beaut.
Oh, yeah. Nice stone. Do you know if these mint garnets, are they only found in Tanzania that are fluorescent?
Yes, as far as I know. This is actually Savorite. You know, the only difference between Savorite and Marilani Mint is the depth of color. Otherwise, they're both grossular garnets. So no real difference other than color. And there's some borderline between where one's a Savorite and one's a Marilani Mint. We all want them to be Savorites because Savorites bring a little greater money.
What were the weights on these?
The Marilani Marquis was 154, and this is a 216. And the next one is oh no, that's not 184. Is 216. Oh, it's a 184. That one.
This is another Savorite.
Another Savorite, yes.
And again, we want to thank everybody for joining us tonight, and we appreciate your patience from last night if you were here. Yeah, we were excited to show you. I mean, I'm having a good time right now, so I hope everybody else in the chat is too. Well, I guess not only in the chat, but those of you who aren't chatting, I hope you guys are having a good time as well.
So another Savorite, 246.
And if you want to chat, you can log into your Gmail account or YouTube and hop on. We've got Matthew and Rochelle and Igor, Nate, someone. There's many of us on here. Also, Jeffrey is MoreGems.com, and he's chatting away too.
Hello, Jeffrey. Jeffrey's usually with us, but he's working long distance this time. He just went skiing while we were in Tucson.
It would have been cooler if you came, Jeffrey, but that's all right.
I've always wished I'd gone skiing in Colorado. Never did. Maybe never will.
So this is a chrome
Tourmaline.
Chrome tourmaline. Yeah. So how would you identify a chrome tourmaline versus just a green tourmaline?
Chrome filter.
Chrome filter.
I have one here somewhere.
So do you think that you personally are your own chrome filter? Could you call a...
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, tourmaline is kind of identifiable just by the look of it. I mean, you can't totally trust that. But 70% of the time I could probably look at a chrome tourmaline and know it's not Savorite. Just has a look.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, for anybody new that has hopped on, if you're interested in any of these gems, if you want to go back tomorrow, we talked about a ton of other gems and you feel like watching it all, you can send us an email to sales@MoreGems.com and then just give us a timestamp of the gem that you like, or send us a screenshot off your phone. If you're watching it on the phone, that works too. You could also scan this QR code, and it should open your email program and have all that info ready to send us over a little note.
And we got some really nice peridots.
Oh boy, yeah.
I think these two are 15 karat total weight. If that's the match pair, I think that's a match. We bought several this shape.
You want to turn your head some more? Is that them?
Yeah. A little out of focus. Maybe not.
It could be.
Yeah. And these, the color you're seeing on there, they're so much better than that. It's like when I bought them, when I got back to the room, I looked at them and go, holy shit, I should have bought more, because the color is just extraordinary on these. They're from Pakistan, and they do the yellow color you see in there. It doesn't exist. They're just such a vivid bluish green color.
And cut so nicely. Cool little pair. What is the weight on those?
15 karat.
1 second. Let me show them the size. So you could do necklace and ring, or 2 rings. Oh, look at that.
2 rings.
Chad, how many people wear more than 1 ring on their finger? I want to know.
Huh?
Oh, the same stone would be cool, or 1 on each hand. Or you could be like match.
Or his and hers.
Yeah, match with a friend, or his and his dad.
Yeah.
With the peridots, I have something to show. Maybe. So I've got a cool little crystal. I just thought it was neat. Also from Pakistan. But this is the natural crystal. But this one, it was like nature was like copy paste.
Oh yeah,
like 5 times. So it's got the one main crystal here, and then it's like, oh, I'm gonna duplicate just a bunch of times in a row. So super cool specimen. This is a beaut.
Nice blue green.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Just over 4 karat.
Remember, send an email to MoreGems.com.
That is a good one.
This is a good one. 214026 is the timestamp. What's the weight on this guy?
4 karat.
So this is it's like the perfect size. You could do a pendant or a ring. But a ring would probably be cooler because you could see it. Oh, yeah, beauty. Another tourmaline?
Another tourmaline.
I guess I'll show it on the hand first. So that's the size of this one.
480.
480.
488.
Kind of a unique color. Green and blue green, yellowy green.
Almost like a bicolor.
Yeah. Almost got that peridot green towards the outside, and then that blue green that that nice tourmaline has.
Yeah. I think it's better than what it looks in this.
Yeah.
There's more blue in it than.
Right.
Yeah. But
cool stone.
Cool stone. One more peridot, a little smaller.
Hey, AMD, how are you? It is a neat stone. Cool. Tourmaline?
Chrome tourmaline.
Steve can call it. He just sees them and he knows chromes. Just throw a tourmaline at him. He'll tell you whether it's a chrome or not.
447. Has a little crystal off to the edge, but it's minor and just big for chrome tourmaline. Usually chrome tourmaline problems of over dark is the biggest problem with them. But this is a nice bright stone.
Nate's no iolite. We did not get any iolite. I think Steve's got some rough that's been just sitting in his rough bin for about 3 years or more.
Yeah, it's tough to cut and get it right. I look at them. I looked at stones in Tucson, and they're just not quite right. They're just not bright enough. I guess I'm comparing to Tanzanite probably, and they just don't stack up quite. I keep looking at iolite, and I want to own some, but I just haven't been excited enough yet. Occasionally, I see an emerald cut. In the past, I remember emerald cuts that I've liked, but just haven't seen the right material. And it's real difficult to cut because you really have to orient it correctly to get the color not to show there's one direction that is almost colorless. It's an easy way to identify iolite, and if you don't get the orientation just right, that shows up as soon as you rotate the stone slightly, and it just kills the beauty of the stone for me. That was a spessartite I missed along the way.
Bonus spessartite.
It's like a carat 52.
Carat 52. There you go.
Nice, clean, bright stone. And that is a 21.25 carat tourmaline. Really beautiful color.
See if I can find the focus in the color. There it is.
Yeah.
It's like slipping in my fingers.
Really beautiful tourmaline. This will be, what is the source on this? Probably Brazil, but Afghanistan produces material like this too.
So what kind of, is this step cut or?
Yeah, straight step.
Those nice bars of color in there.
Probably nicest as a ring. Nice to you really get the full effect of the color when you wear it. A lot of blue in it, but a good mix of blue and green. Really, to me, one of the best of colors.
And this is the back of the stone, just kind of showing that color through there. Talking about tourmaline, got a couple tourmaline crystals here that I can show you. One's kind of cool. Little bicolor. Pink tips.
Nice. Is it 3, 4 crystals?
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Wow.
That one's a butte. It's available. Actually, I've got 3. Here's a Congo Tourmaline. Pretty gemmy piece. Nice size crystal. And then I have another Congo, which is kind of a bicolor, pinkish, green. I don't know what you call this. Just fades into a lighter color. Nice termination. It's got that weird band of green at the top there, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's unusual.
There's a few tourmaline crystals that we picked up. Here's something else kind of neat.
This is cool.
A little unusual. This is a meteorite skull carving. Sometimes you get, you can kind of see the outline of them a little bit better.
So this is Gibeon.
Yes.
Gibeon meteorite.
It's etched. You can kind of see the etched pattern to it.
Just got 3 of these?
Yes, yeah. This is the biggest of the 3, which is still pretty small, but it was pretty cool. The artist, they had a life-size one. The jaw came off, and it was actually just life-size. These little mini guys were kind of fun. Like a cool pendant or something, you know. I don't know how you'd mount it.
Oh, yeah, looks good, yeah.
Yeah, it looks cooler, like not as zoomed in. You can see the detail a little bit better. But something neat.
13.7 billion year old skull.
Yes. Do I got anything else? I think that's all I got for crystals.
Yeah. Well, that's all I've got.
Well, I got one other.
Oh. It's always one more.
I know. I've got it. So there's Ammonite. So this is the little palm specimen.
Little putter.
Yeah.
We're going to make a putter out of it.
Look at it goes green. Yeah, I don't know if I'd recommend putting with this thing, but
it'd be fun.
Yeah. So yeah, the golf lover just put a little stick on there. One guy, he was calling it a hockey stick, but he was also from Canada, so. Then just a nice, attractive amethyst specimen. This is from Bolivia. Pretty purple tips.
Nice piece.
But yeah, it just looks good any way you put it. But yeah, and then we got a ton more, but this was the highlights. I mean, there's a lot of repeats that we've got. So if you're looking for something in particular,
yeah, more Mahenge garnets, some Tanzanites, lots of Tanzanite to cut.
Oh, yeah.
So
what other rough did you buy?
I got some more rhodolite. I think rhodolite has been for the last 2-3 years some of the best material that I've seen available in quite a few years. And I got one piece that'll cut a 20 karat plus, some pink tourmalines. What else did I get?
You'll have to wait and see.
We'll see, yes.
Yes.
So our next show is?
Next show, I believe, is on the 1st of March. So that'll be kind of our standard, the More Gems show, which
we'll give you prices.
Right. You'll have all the prices. We'll have everything mapped out for you. You'll know exactly what you're going to get. We'll have the videos, Steve's discussion and commentary on each gem, a lot of gems that he cut personally, and they'll be discounted. So on those shows, they're always discounted. With this stuff, it's all brand new, so we don't even have the prices on them. And I don't think these will be discounted just yet, just because it's the best of what we've got. So we're going to offer it first at the normal prices, and then I'm sure some of these stones will trickle through to the More Gems show. So, but generally on that show, there's only maybe 20 to 30 stones. So
I think we had 40 last time.
We did have 40. That was a lot. Yeah. So, but we'll see. It varies each time. But yeah, we love it when you guys join that show. That show is a lot of fun too. It's mainly Steve hosting, and Jeffrey's here. He's the chat moderator. Maybe I'll get myself a camera too and hop on every once in a while. But what really makes it is all you guys, everybody in the chat, everybody watching. So it makes it a whole lot of fun.
Yeah. Thanks to those of you who came back from last night's disaster.
Yes.
Hopefully that doesn't happen again. But we had fun tonight, and hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see you in 3 weeks.
Yes, yeah, about 3 weeks. So everybody, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell if you want to get alerts for when we go live. And yeah, I think that's it. Otherwise, if you see something tonight, remember, interested in the gem, where's my finger? Send an email to MoreGems.com, sales@MoreGems.com. Then note the time it was shown, which is this time, and send us an email, and then we will try to get back with you as soon as possible. It sounded like Jeffrey said there's quite a few emails that came in, so the girls are going to be working at that. We'll be helping them, trying to get through all. So be patient with us. We're going to try and get to you as soon as possible. And then, yeah, we'll talk to you then. Otherwise, we'll see you next week on the More Gems show. So that'll do it for watching. Us.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye to everybody.
Bye. What is it? What do you say? Keep on gemming.
Keep on
Let's
gemming.
keep on gemming, everyone. Have a good night. All right.